searching. So where'd you hear about the serpent seed theory?
Through my father who passed away, and a friend of mine as well.
Yeah, but where did they get it from? Because I know where I got it from. Because I was taught by the late Pastor Arnold Murray of Shepherd Chapel.
I think so, yeah.
Exactly. Now, thank you, because now I'm going to make a playlist. Serpent seed theory. See, I forgot about this. So I have a list on the serpent seed theory. So guys, I will make a playlist. So when you go to my channel, put in serpent seed. You see it? You see the screen?
Yes, I can see that.
So when you go to YouTube, you go to my YouTube. It's got to be on the computer. You're going to put in serpent seed, but I'm going to send you the link right now. All right. Okay. So let me, in a nutshell, it makes no sense. Why? Because they're saying that the serpent seed theory, guys, means that when God said, do not touch the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, which is in the middle of the garden, it's a euphemism for sex, right? That's what they tell you.
Right.
Okay. So they'll tell you what the sin of Eve was, that she had sex with the serpent, and the serpent got her pregnant with Cain. Serpent seed. So touching the tree means having sex. So she touched the tree when she had sex with the serpent. He got her pregnant. Cain is his son. You know why that's stupid, brother? Can I tell you why that's stupid?
Yes.
If the tree of the knowledge of good and evil is the prohibition of having sex, you're telling me that God didn't command Adam and Eve to have sex? When Genesis 1 tells you that his first mandate was be fruitful, multiply, and subdue the earth?
I don't disagree.
No, I'm just telling you, follow their logic. If it's sex and they're not supposed to have sex, you mean Adam was not supposed to have sex with Eve when that's what he was supposed to do? And then it says she gave to Adam to eat. Are they now saying that Adam had homosexual sex with the serpent? Because what did he eat?
Yeah, that's my question too.
Exactly. That's stupid. That's why I'm asking the question. If they say no, he had sex with Eve, but wasn't he supposed to have sex with Eve? Why would that be a sin?
Yeah, I don't think that was a sin.
But that's they're telling you the tree of knowledge it's sex. So when God told Adam,
it was sex, not in general, Sam, but maybe are they saying that it was sex with Lucifer?
They can't say that, because when God tells Adam, before Eve was created, you cannot touch of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. There was no Eve. Who's God telling him not to have sex with? His shadow or Satan? In Genesis 2, God tells Adam before there's an Eve, before the serpent shows up, you cannot eat of the fruit of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. There is no serpent, there's no Eve. So God is saying you can't have sex? Well, God, sex with who? You get it?
Kind of.
Brother, don't be slower than me, please. There's no one slower than me. You're smart. Don't be like God, Chaldean. If the knowledge of the tree of good and evil meant sex, when God tells Adam, don't touch the tree, there is no Eve, there is no serpent. So how can he be saying, don't have sex with the serpent? There is no serpent and Eve in the picture. So is he telling him not to have sex with if the tree means sex? Got to answer before the rapture, brother, before the New Year's. Okay, here. Adam is alone, Genesis 2. There is no Eve, there is no serpent in the picture.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord God took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden to work it and take care of it. And the Lord commanded the man, you are free to eat from any tree in the garden, but you must not eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. For when you eat of it, you will surely die. All right, there is no serpent, no Eve, when God tells him, do not eat of the tree. If it's sex, you're saying God is telling him, don't have sex? Don't have sex with who? And you got to respond, bro. I can't read your heart.
Don't have, like you're saying, it doesn't say sex.
So when they tell you,
they say beguiled, like she was seduced, wholly seduced. And then,
But they'll tell you she was wholly seduced to have sex with him. That's what eating of the tree is.
right, then what is eating of the tree? Like, what do we believe as?
It's the tree that you don't eat of. That's it. It's plain and simple. It has nothing to do with sex. But let's say it is sex. Follow me. So Eve had sex with the serpent, but then it says she gave to Adam to eat. So what did Adam eat? He had sex with the serpent too?
I guess that's what.
So he committed a homosexual bestial act?
Supposedly.
No, they're not that stupid.
I don't believe that or not. I'm
saying
searching.
that's what you tell them. No, they're not that stupid to say that. And then on top of that, if they say, no, it means he had sex with Eve. But wait, why is it a sin to have sex with Eve? Wasn't he supposed to have sex with Eve?
Absolutely. Adam was. But
so you see, it makes no sense. Because if Eve telling him eat of the tree means have sex with me, he was supposed to have sex with her. So why would that be a sin?
Right. Now, what about, you are of you are of your father, the devil, like when Jesus says that to the Pharisees. And
You're kidding, bro. You didn't buy into that garbage, did you?
Well, that's what the serpent seed leads into. It leads into the lineage,
I know that,
the lineage of Cain.
Yeah, but you're smart. It says in 1 John 3:12, anyone who hates his brother is like Cain. They belong to the evil one. So anyone who hates and is evil is a son of Satan. So if you're evil and you're a murderer, you're a son of Satan. So that means you're the bastard seed of Satan because you have his DNA in your blood?
Right. So this is considered like a British Israel or
yeah, it's a heresy. It's a lie, exactly. Because the Bible talks about spiritual relationships, not just physical, spiritual. That it's not based on sex. It's based on lifestyle. So if I live evil and I do evil, I belong to Satan. So he's my father. If I do what is righteous and I seek to be holy, God is my father. How do I know? Because here, right, or 1 John 3:10-15. It's not talking to Kenites here. Like they'll tell you, Kenites. It's talking to Gentiles who converted to the faith, and he warns them. 1 John 3:10-15. This is how we know who the children of God are and who the children of the devil are. Anyone who does not do what is right is not God's child, nor is anyone who does not love their brother and sister. So wait, it's not doing right. That means you're not a child of God. Then whose child are you? For this is the message you heard from the beginning. We should love one another. Do not be like Cain, who belonged to the evil one and murdered his brother. And why did he murder him? Because his own actions were evil and his brothers were righteous. Do not be surprised, my brothers and sisters, if the world hates you. We know that we have passed from death to life because we love each other. Anyone who does not love remains in death. Anyone who hates a brother or sister is a murderer. And you know that no murderer has eternal life residing in him. So wait,
it's in the heart.
It's being a spiritual seed of Satan, like you're a spiritual seed of God.
Right.
So, but going back to the point, if it's about sex, why is God telling Adam not to have sex when there's no woman and no serpent? So he can't be telling him don't have sex with the serpent. There is no serpent when he says don't eat of the tree. That comes later because God brings the beast later to Adam to name them right after he says that.
Now, what about the earth ages that they talk about?
That's another bogus. The earth ages is, read 2 Peter 3 carefully. The first earth age was destroyed by flood.
Right.
Second earth age is the one you live in. It will be destroyed by fire. That's it. There was no earth age, Genesis 1 verses 1 and 2. I'll give you $50 million to show me that it talks about the katabolo, the overthrow. There's nothing of that kind in Genesis 1 verses 1 and 2. Too much so to see.
Yeah.
Here, plain reading of the text, buddy. In the beginning, God created heavens and the earth. Now the earth was formless and empty. Where the hell do they get a war between verse 1 and 2? Telling me it's empty and formless. It's not because there's a war. It's because it's talking about the initial stage where God takes the gaseous mass of the earth and fashions it into a globe teeming with life. That's all it's saying. Where in the world do you get a war between verse 1 and 2? That somehow Satan overthrew the earth, destroyed it, made it tohu wabohu, and God had to refashion it. Where does it say that, man? It's right there. If you just read it, where do you get this from? You get it from,
I'm not as well read right now on this. It was just kind of a question.
You get it from the figment of your own imagination. That's what I'm trying to get at, brother. It doesn't exist.
Jeremiah 4:22 through 27.
Brother, how do you know in that context this talks about a restoration? This is why I'm about to block you and send you to Mike Winger. You misquoted Jeremiah 4. How do you know that's not about a restoration? Tohu wabohu. Let's see how smart you are. And I'm not wasting my time. Let's see how smart you are. How do you know that Jeremiah 4:22-23 is talking about a restoration? So tohu bohu is using for the chaos that will be refashioned. Let's see how smart you are and not a Bible pervert. How do you know? You got 10 seconds to answer, Vinny.
I don't know.
You do know, because Jeremiah is telling you God is going to destroy Jerusalem. That's how you know it's a restoration, because you're told Jerusalem will be destroyed, and when they come back, he will then restore it. Now I'm going to give you $5 million to show me where it says the earth was destroyed, so that he had to now take the tohu and bohu and restore it and refashion it.
Well, I'm not going to get the $5 million because I don't have the answers.
That's what I'm telling you. Stop parroting their arguments that are pathetic. So if someone quotes to me, well, God did not create the earth in chaos. Well, hold on. We know in Jeremiah, God has sworn he's going to destroy Jerusalem. But then after 7 years, bring them back. So yes, Jerusalem becomes chaotic, formless, because it will be destroyed and God will now refashion it. But where do you find in Genesis 1 that the earth is tohu wabohu, formless and void because it was destroyed, as opposed to God referring to the initial stage of the gaseous mass, the waters of the earth? The earth was just watery, gaseous mass that hadn't been fashioned and formed yet, because you got to start from that which is formless and void and fashion it so it has form and it's filled. Come on, brother. You're not as slow as my friend Ricky who's listening. Capiche?
Capiche.
Does it make sense? Don't let them deceive you, taking a verse here. Okay. Well, here, the tohu wabohu is talking about Jerusalem being destroyed because of their sin, and then God bringing them back and restoring it. So I know this chaos, this void, is a result of destruction, because the text tells me a destruction will take place. Where does it say that in Genesis 1:1, after he created the heavens and the earth was destroyed, so it needed to be restored? That's why it was tohu wabohu. Where does it say that?
Yeah, I can't make the argument.
They don't have an argument. I know. I used to follow. I used to follow. What's his name?
Arnold Murray.
Yeah, he was my teacher, meaning I used to watch him religiously, looking at the screen, because this come on cable television from midnight till 5 a.m, or until he put me to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the guy, man. It's all garbage. In fact, here, another garbage, and I'm going to leave you with this, and go watch this series I did. He'll tell you that Cain is not an Adamic soul, right?
Is not a Adamic soul. He's
Adamic, meaning he's not from Adam. He's from the 6th-day creation. No, I'm sorry, not 6th day. Forgive me. He is from Satan, right?
Right. He's from the seed of Satan. Yeah.
So he's not an Adamic soul, right?
Right.
Now, you see how stupid they are? Because can I ask you a question, my very handsome brother?
Yeah.
Is Eve an Adamic soul?
Yeah. No. I would say.
Sure? Then who did she come out of?
Well, yeah, actually, yes. Of course she is. Yeah, of course.
Okay, so she's an Adamic soul, right?
Yeah.
How can Cain not be an Adamic soul if he comes out of Eve and Eve is from Adam?
Right.
Make that make sense to me. Eve is his mother, but she's an Adamic soul. She came out of Adam. Well, if she came out of Adam, that means part of Cain comes out of Eve, who comes out of Adam, so that means he's an Adamic soul. Make that make sense to me. They said, no, he's not an Adamic soul.
Yeah.
That's why when it says when they tell you, oh, God commanded 2 of every kind of flesh enter the ark. Well, they took a pair of Kenites because the 8 that were saved are Adamic souls. And Cain doesn't fall under the 8 because he's not an Adamic soul. Because, by the way, if you guys don't know the argument, Arnold Murray taught, when you read in 2 Peter 2 and 1 Peter 3, that only 8 souls survived, right? Because it says 8. Noah, his wife, right? His 3 sons, their wives, 8. He argues, this theory teaches, that the descendants of Cain were also saved in the flood. So that descendants of Cain were on the ark and they survived, and they are the Kenites, and the Kenites are the modern Ashkenazi Jews. What they teach, by the way. Are you listening?
Yeah.
So then you ask them, but wait, it says only 8 human souls were saved. They go, yeah, it means Adamic souls, seed of Adam. Cain is not an Adamic soul. So he's not included, but he's included among the 2 of every kind of flesh. That's their argument, to show that there were descendants of Cain in the ark. Then you say, excuse me, Mr. Murray. Yes. Was Eve an Adamic soul? Yes. Is Cain from Eve? So he takes a part of Eve and Eve is a part of him? Yes. Then if Cain is of Eve and Eve is of Adam and Eve is an Adamic soul, you just proved Cain is an Adamic soul.
Yeah.
See how stupid, brother?
Yeah.
See, you're laughing because when someone comes and shows you, damn, that's stupid, because that's Proverbs 18:17. The first to present his case seems right until his neighbor comes and questions him. That's it. So don't fall for it. Now go put in serpent seed and go watch. And don't waste your time, brother. It's a nonsense teaching. You know it's nonsense to say, all right, you're telling me in 2,000 years of the church, people who read the original languages, they never discovered this teaching until the great mighty Arnold Murray showed up?
Right. He's like the only one in the world that believes what he believes.
Yeah. And sadly, he has a huge following till this day. Hundreds of thousands.
Yeah.
Yep. But anyway, because your heart seeking God, because God honors the prayers of those who sincerely ask, because you wanted to know, God saved you like he saved me, and we didn't fall for it.
Yeah, now I'm back in like the Baptist Reformist Bible studies.
All right, well,
and stuff like that.
Keep studying, because eventually you're going to do like I do. I went from that to Reform to now no longer Reform, but in the Catholic Church. Keep studying. You'll get there. Just take
I was
stuff.
baptized Catholic. Sicily, all my family.
Oh, my goodness. Go back to your roots, Vinny. Okay? Yeah. Don't be a paisan, Holmes. All right, brother?
All righty, Sam. God bless you, brother.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.